These are the logs of the Starship Tesla. Please visit us at patreon.com/Aureaditry. Episode 6. Work log 218.2.10-2. Well, the EDO and I are out, science team is in, let those exo and xenobiologists freeze for a bit. Want to make mention here in this log that I, Martin Steora, Aura, discovered their existence and expect to be included in their Latin naming convention. Aureaditry Prima Major. It's a good name. That's not the big news though. Also turns out they're smart bacteria, not sentient, no civilization glooping over the condenser coils, but they respond to stimulus. Go figure that the Tesla's first true xeno lifeform we discover happened to be on one particular stellar ice cube in a field that's been harvested for years, and encased in a shell that snuck through all detection and treatment. Not my Bremer though, got their genetic code in a heartbeat. Started to vaporize the blighters off the coil. And then through the sense emission spectrum, Saga and I could see their colors swirl and retreat from the beam once billions of their kind met a genetically explosive end. Don't think too harshly of me. It was only a sliver. Regenerative life support system was still 1% under expected efficiency. Sergei gave the order to test if the Bremer would work should we need it to. He knew there'd be no coming back once research got their hands on them. Needless to say, the Bremer did work, and Aureaditry Major Prima Virtuoso didn't take too kindly to it. Insane to think we've yet to find any consciousness in the black. But amino acids, bacteria, proto-protein chains, even dormant viruses, they're what we find aplenty. Viruses have been the most interesting, I'm told. Science division loves their parasites. Something about indication of vanished host species. Strip away Atmo, destabilize grav cores. Guess you gotta expect that. I'm just a clanker though. What do I know? Anyway, need to go and see Med. Incoming comm. Pause log. Dire tidings from the condenser. Seems while being poked and prodded, the little guys decided to expand another meter along the coil. 3% drop in efficiency now. It's all hands on deck before we lose the ability to breathe. There are always the shuttles and quick boats, but who wants to cram 220 crew into one of those? Well, it depends how everyone smells, I guess. Nothing wrong with a good stink of sweat. Hope these don't get reviewed for advancement. Science, ops, engineering, security, all heading to the ARLSS now. Bang heads together until we can bang Aura Prima Ballerina out in airlock. Bad way to go. Hope they're anaerobic. My own back booster's going to have to wait. Time to thermal up again. End log. Work log 218.2.10-3. It's genocide down there at the moment. One with warring factions at each other above. Scene reminded me of BCE mythology, these divinities battling with words and promises and conviction while the poor bacterial blighters below exploded in their droves. Celestial luck, that's all it is. It's good to be sentient, and have advanced technology. Comparatively. Recording this as work because we need to think of a better solution. EDO and Chief have set up stationary breamers on either side of the 2-meter length of coil to contain the spread. It's doing its job at the cost of, you can imagine. This puts them at odds with science and the noble goals of study and translocation, but so far, any attempt to encourage a movement has failed. They're firmly glued to that coil. Even attempts at scraping a sample yielded nothing, only showing a momentary dip in population numbers under narrow focus. What they do both agree on is that this particular bacteria cell walls have a type of sensor scattering effect, and only because the whip runs off a different scan methodology than that of the newer, broader sensors. Void now, but it's why it didn't trigger the initial alerts. Why standard whip filtration didn't kill them is anyone's hypothesis at the moment. What isn't a hypothesis is that while lateral spread is curtailed, vertical growth continues. Visually, there are at least 6 black spots now. Sensor readings extrapolate a persistent exponential curve to this. The worry is, if at a certain altitude, dispersal may become possible. 2 meters of condenser failure is not an issue. Loss of the entire chamber means we'll be sipping air chem cans before long. Natural solution is to bream the lot, and it's what Hewliston will do in about 2 hours. Captain agrees and can't say I blame her. They are a new life form out here in the vacuum. They just had the unfortunate fate of finding humanity first. I hope they're a multi-ice cube faring civilization. Here's Aura's tip for a better life. Don't be a bacteria. On the bright side, these 2 hours means that every Xeno-adjacent person on board is trying to figure out some sort of solution. There's even a ship-wide comm mandate for any science personnel to meet with division heads. You never know where an answer will come from. So here's my effort. Because we all know a handful of years in the academy is light years beyond infinite doctorates. Take a voltage fluctuation in the GCs. Barring medium imperfections, you're left with the source and controller malfunctions. Now follow the pipe through. Water filtration is a simple system, like any other. Then the question becomes, why settle on the condensers? There are 1,000 surfaces between the claw and water integration, as well as 3 different molecular states. So why there? Why on that surface? Yes, I have the answer. Only it's floating in the ether. Now that's strange. Back when we were copulating with Neanderthals, quantum physics existed. So did shield projection. Nano-waving calculations, they were all there. Just unknown, just waiting. That's probably the most captivating thing about being human. Imagine what's around us right now, unharnessed. Well, unless you went to a sex shop first. Frustrating too, not having the harness, but knowing that there is a prime result for Aura coil-killing basilicus. We just don't know what it is. Humanity, caught between frustration and the impossible, glacially clawing our way from one to the other. I guess I'll think about my loot instead. Should probably change logs for that, though. But I'll probably go down to engineering, see if there's anything else he needs me to do. If you can't be Nicola, may as well bring him a cup of coffee. And glacially, what is the temperature of the condenser, other than which tit Kelvin? It's a closed-loop system, so by degrees. What if that's all it really is? Relative thermal settlement. Hold on. I've got a system to wiki. And elements too. End log. The Logs of the Starship Tesla is an Aureaditry production and was written and performed by CMF Eisenstein and brought to you by our generous patrons on Patreon. If you enjoyed this original content, please consider subscribing or following on your preferred platform. Alerts, the thumbing of things, and comments are welcome. To do all of this, please proceed to your nearest Starship Tesla terminal today.